Alright guys, I'm back. How are you guys going? Hopefully this stream is going to be working correctly this time with you guys. I know you guys have been trying to pop in and pop out, but I am back. So if you guys can hear me or actually staying in the stream, please put it in the chat. I am watching that to just make sure this stream is working and stable. That's pretty much it. As I was going to try and say before, if you guys are working correctly, I might look into another software or actually website to actually start these streams off. I think it's called StreamYard. Maybe it might work a little bit better than OBS anyway for you. I'm starting to get a little used to OBS and how to create these little different scenarios and stuff like that. I'm going to try one today and tonight actually. Today or tonight, whatever you want to call it, whatever you guys are. Hello to you guys. But yeah, so what's been happening? I'm just waiting for people to give me confirmation that this stream is working here or not. I'll just shoot me there. If not, then I'll recreate again. But I think I should be okay. I think usually the second goal usually works better there. So anyway, yeah. So last week we had I had the jab on Wednesday, and that was the Pfizer ones, my second dose. And I was prepared to be knocked out as I try to put a little bit of a community post out on YouTube so you guys can see I might be away for a week or so. And really, it pretty much just gave me a sore arm, and I was pretty tired after that for about 2 days or so. It didn't knock me out completely, but it made me very tired. And oh, good to hear. G'day, Alexandra. Good to see you. And hello to you as well, too. And yeah, so that happened, and I was prepared for that. So I ended up just kind of taking that sort of time off while I was just getting tired and relaxing, really trying to do that. And then in comes this on Friday, we had some big scare of COVID. And so what happened was that if you, those that don't know that I'm actually in Brisbane, we actually went down to we went into lockdown. Brisbane's actually, I think we're one of the very early ones that well known to be when there's some sort of COVID case, they will lock us down completely, the whole entire city, and a few LGAs as well too, so local areas. So we got locked down pretty quickly for that, and pretty much I think we only had like about 2 or 3 cases, and they pretty much just locked down the whole entire city. So we're now being locked down for about 5 days or so. Unfortunately, when that happened, I was also away from work, so I left a lot of the computers at work as well too. So I couldn't collect the computers while I was to do some more testing, but I also was doing testing here at home too. So I'm doing a bit of both at the moment. But yeah, I have been taking a bit of time off while this last, or I'll probably say since Wednesday, which I missed the stream. So in about a week or so, yeah, I've been just taking it a little bit easier. It's just taking a bit of time to relax as well too while I was recovering from the jab. But it seems to be okay now. So I'm back alive, and I've been just started only last night. I kind of started doing a bit more testing and continue doing video editing now today to try and get this whole thing that I've been delaying for a while, which is that Precision 3560. Hopefully that is now doing. I will get that out by tomorrow. That's a guarantee for sure, because I am really getting close to finishing it now. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what's been happening. I have been testing a lot of things, especially been testing out this the Asus one. Oh, have I did the unboxing for it? I don't think I've actually put out the unboxing for it, which is the Asus. I have one from Asus, which is the ExpertBook B9, and I'm liking it. Been playing with that, and I'm been having also this X1 Carbon with the X1 Carbon Gen 9, this one here. And I've been testing that out a lot as well too, so putting it head to head with it. I am liking both of them. Both have very different feels to the computers. They're both 14-inch, and they're both ultra lightweight. So one's 1 kilo, one's 1.1 kilo. And they both actually have quite a number of ports too as well too. So that's really decent. I think the only difference really, well, I think one of the major differences is definitely the screen size, because the X1 Carbon Gen 9 now has gone to 16 by 10. It's a little bit bigger. Of course, that's hence why, well, it's always had that 1.1 kilo weight in a way, whereas the Asus one is 1 kilo and it is a 16 by 9, so it's got a little bit more smaller footprint. It looks quite cute, but I do find it is actually quite nice. It's and also it's mostly made of plastic as well too, whereas the X1 Carbon's made of magnesium alloy in a way. So you get a little bit of best of both world premium, plus also very good for durability. But yeah, I was just saying, hopefully people, yeah, we've got people stable on. That's fantastic. So that's what I've been testing out. I'm really enjoying now between the two. Just give you a heads up which one I'd choose between. Like, oh, let me see if I can grab it. Here it is. It's around here. There it is. The Asus one here. So this is it. And just to give you a good idea of the footprint between the two. So they're both 14-inch. And I think the Asus may be the world's smallest 14-inch for it. Anyway, so that is, well, let's see if I can get it in front of you. So, kind of, I'll try. Okay, this is not the best thing. I'm going to go away from the camera. Right. So you can see that it's pretty much the same length, but of course the height, a little, not height, the width is a little bit higher for the X1 Carbon because of the 16 by 10 display. So it all comes down to the display. Do you need the 16 by 10 or not? Of course, the speakers on the X1 Carbon is a little bit better, way better actually. Not a little bit better, way better than the Asus, but else it does pretty well. And I'm really enjoying the Asus as well too. It does probably perform a little bit better in performance-wise for that, and that's pretty much about it. So yeah, that's it. Besides, I might create a video about the comparison for that. So that's just giving you guys a little bit of heads up on that one there. And I've been playing with the Dell Latitude 5421 as well. G'day Aria, how's it going? Good to see you join us. And yeah, so I've been playing with that, and I've been actually having a play with this i5, this new Tiger Lake H processor i5, and I'm really liking it. I think Intel has done a fantastic job on terms of the performance. It's at really should be where it's at. Twice a day. Wow. Okay. What's twice a day? Okay. Oh, okay. I understand now what you're talking about twice a day. But yeah, so the performance of the i5 Tiger Lake H processor is now where it should be at. That's what I'm probably say. It's not the fastest for the sort of like mid-range, what do you call it, mid-range? I don't know. Would you call the i5 a mid-range sort of processor? Maybe it's a top-tier processor, but it's, I would probably say middle, upper middle probably for it, and that's where it really now is sitting properly at. Before it was sitting quite low, but now it's actually sitting quite nice along with the i7s of the Tiger Lake H. Now the Tiger Lake by itself, the non, the faster one, that was a bit of a disappointment. It had good for in terms of Intel integrated graphics, but in terms of other performance wise, it was very big disappointment. Whereas this Tiger Lake H processor, it's now coming up back to where the AMD. So that's nothing new because I said that in the last stream anyway. But yeah, I've been playing with I'm looking at the heat of it as well too. Now it does run a little bit hotter than I would like it to. It is running better than the 10th gen Intel cores, but it is still running quite high up there as well too. So it's, I wouldn't say a disappointment. It'd be nice to see them actually bring down that TDP as well too, because that is about 45 watts TDP, whereas the AMDs are still sitting at 15 TDP, and it is because of, well, now this is the interesting thing to say, even though we say it's a 7 nanometer versus 10 nanometer, it is, now there is another channel, I forgot he's a bit of a German channel. I have to find out how to pronounce it. It's Digaza or something like that. Now he actually went and visited, he actually did an experiment to actually have a look at what does 7 nanometer means compared to a 10 nanometer, and he actually went to a special laboratory with special equipment to actually do the measurements of between the two. And it's really interesting. They're really nearly practically the same because it's how you define that nanometer, that width there, that process, and it's pretty very similar. So it's an interesting video. I might link it down so you guys can have watch it. It's a 3-part series, and it's definitely worth watching if you're really interested in processors. I think I watched this probably about I can't remember, about half a year ago or so, but it was definitely worth watching. It's a very interesting one if you really love watching things scientifically done in a way. So yeah, he gets into that really, well, what do you call micro level of it, and where they actually measure between the different gates as well of the processor as well too. So it's really cool. So besides the point of saying that, but yeah, it's still nice to see if Intel can bring down the TDP, even in the H processor, still bring it down, because AMD doesn't really have a faster processor, they still run at 15 watts, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, and also I'll better read some of these comments here. Hello, I would like to recommend between the EliteBook 840 G8 versus 845 8G versus the T14 P2. Ooh, okay, this is going to be interesting. If you're looking at the P14 S Gen 2 AMD version, not the Intel version, and AMD version, then we're talking good chips there. I would personally, myself, okay, now you've got about 1, 2, 3, 4 computers there. T14 Gen 2s, I would, I'm hoping you're talking about Intel as well too, or just AMD. I'm not sure. If you're talking about both, then I'll straight away look into AMD as well. Unless you need the vPro stuff, or if your application is Intel Pacific, then I would just look into AMD. It's quite simple as that at the moment. They're still running better and probably, I will probably say cheaper as well too. So for me, 840 G8 versus 845 G8. Now the difference between those two, for those who don't know, the 5 there means basically it's AMD version. It's quite simple as that. I think if I'm correct, I'm hoping I'm right. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But I'm pretty sure that 5 at the end just means it's AMD version anyway. So I would just go for that. So between those two, 845 G8, it would probably run cooler and probably a little bit faster as well too, and probably cheaper as well too. Now, as for the T14, T14 Gen 2 versus P14S Gen 2. Now, I've got both of them behind my back at the moment. Actually, have a look. Yeah, well, wait me a second. I'm just going to find out which was the stack of here. What's this one's this one here? Oops, sorry about that. Here's T4. Here's the P14S. And let me have a look at this one here. And which one's this one here? I think this is the T14P. Yep. So T14 Gen 2. So here's the T14 Gen 2, and this is the P14S Gen 2. Now this one's AMD. This is Intel anyway. And now footprint-wise, they're the exact same. And as for the ports-wise, they're the same as well to the port-wise. So it comes down to performance now, and that's pretty much about it. So performance-wise, let me just put these things down. They're not still light. They're still like 1.5 kilos anyway. So I would go for between the now P14S Gen 2 versus T14 Gen 2. Now, if you're talking both Intel to Intel or AMD to AMD, if you're going from AMD to versus Intel, I'll definitely go with the AMD because the T14 is still running the non-Tiger Lake H processor. They haven't upgraded that to, I'm pretty sure that, let me wait. Which one's this one? I hope, because I'm meant to do the review. I have done the unboxing. No, I stand corrected. These do have the, actually, let me boot this thing up and find out. I can't remember if this is a Tiger Lake H processor or just a Tiger Lake processor. It's been a while. I've been playing with the other ones. Let me just boot this computer up and I'll find out if this is a Tiger Lake H processor or not, because that does make a big difference there. If it is a Tiger Lake H processor, wait, it's finally booted up. Let's just have a look. I would tell because this one is an i5. Now that sticker usually means it's a Tiger Lake H processor. No, it's not. This one's only 11 Gen Tiger Lake. So this one's got 11. So i5 11 45 G7. So G7 means it's one of those more power saving ones. So for me, is Intel versus AMD, AMD all the way. For that one there, it's going to be massive difference. It's going to be way quicker and probably cheaper as well too. Now, so I'm hoping that answers that question for Intel versus AMD for the P and the T Gen 2s. If you're going between the T14 versus the P14S, they're practically the same. The only difference is looking at ordering it, go with the P14S. Now, my Lenovo contact told me the P14, the P series, are in more higher priority in shipped and also production compared to the T series. So I would say you will get that P series P14 before the T14 if you're ordering the two computers. So that is what I would suggest. So I would go for the P14S, and you get a better graphics chip as well too compared to the Intel. They're about nearly the same, but I still think the AMD does a little bit better as well too. Sorry, that's if you're doing both of them anyway. Now, as for the HP versus the Lenovo, now that really is a little bit hard one as well too. For me, it really comes down to support and also how fast you can get these two. Now, they're both going to be pretty, like for here in Australia, both HP and Lenovo have bad shipping at the moment, so they're pretty much on par. I have a little bit better contacts with Lenovo than my HP for me, because I've dealt with both warranties wise, and I still prefer. I'm thinking at the moment just only edging by a little bit is the Lenovo for that one there. Now, as for feel wise, for the actual computer itself, now I can't remember what ports is on the EliteBook 840, 40 or 845. I can't remember what ports are there, but it should be very similar anyway. For me, I think I'm gonna go with Lenovo. I like Lenovo's better. I'm still trying to get my hands on more HPs to try and get more love to them. But at the moment, I'll still probably go for the Lenovo's for my situation. But hopefully, by explaining what's happened between the different models, that you might get a better idea on your situation there, and hopefully that might help your situation. So I'm just going to continue on with that same thread there. Yes, you're correct. Can the AMD Type-C good enough to connect DisplayPort? Yes, it can. It can quite happily do DisplayPort. Fantastic. The only thing you're missing is the Thunderbolt, and truthfully, the Thunderbolt, it really depends on if you do use Thunderbolt devices or not. The speed is not really being taken advantage if you don't have Thunderbolt devices. It's that simple as that for Intel versus AMD. That is one of the big things. But I think your everyday use for your processor is going to be far, far better in the AMD side anyway, and cheaper as well too. Now, now I'm gonna reverse back up this thing. Okay, I found your channel from the monitor reviews for the C class 3422. Yeah, I need to actually continue that. I'll actually give that back to Adele. I just didn't have time to do it. I've had too much to that USB Type-C. And one of the things I do like it was the actual webcam built into it directly. And I think there are a lot more monitors manufacturers should also include more webcams as well too. Hopefully people listen to it. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your best wishes there, Dave. Let me just slowly go down to the next one here. Okay, noob question is, in what ways are business laptops better than gaming laptops apart from batteries? I want to buy a laptop in budgets around about 1 LR. I don't know how much that is. 1200. Oh, yep. Unable to decide. Okay, I'm going to tell you. No, it's not really a noob question here. And this really comes down to a few things. So, with business computers, like business class computers versus gaming computers. Now, it all depends on your. Well, I wouldn't say if you're doing it for personal. Then if you've got the choice between the two, it's probably better to get a gaming computer because it's a little bit cheaper. Now, if you're doing if you're doing presentations and stuff like that, out with a bunch of other business people, pulling out a gaming computer is a bit. Would you call it professional? I'd probably say look, but it won't make you look good. It's quite simple as that. So that's purely a looking factor, but performance-wise, usually the gaming computers are a little bit more better in performance, but you do sacrifice a few things. So first, one of the things you do sacrifice for a gaming computer versus a business computer are usually a little bit more robust and a little bit more durable. So they usually aren't as delicate. So their materials that they use is a little bit more sturdy. That's quite simple as that. You may find that it very similar in terms of look wise if they are like a gaming computer, if you get a very plain gaming computer, but it's more about the materials and also to deal with the warranties as well. You find that you got better warranties support for business type of computers. and more parts, and also the business type of computers are usually more configurable. Now, why I talk about configurability is because businesses will do a lot of different sort of configurations. So you can either have backlight, no backlight, different types of webcams in there. There will also be different types of displays that you can choose between, and you can basically mix and match a lot of different things as well too. Whereas a gaming computer, you don't really kind of get that sort of configurability as much. There will be a few models, but with the business class models are usually very configurable, and you don't really see the configurability because most of them are sent directly to large and medium-sized businesses where they actually can configure and doing with their vendors as well, or suppliers is what you call it. So that's probably there. But yeah, for that sort of budget, if you're looking at like a low budget, I couldn't say that's a low budget. It's a nice high middle low budget there. But you're probably better off if you want for performance wise, go with the gaming laptop. I think you'll probably get better performance out of that, and also what you're doing with it. So if you are pretty much gaming as well too, you probably get better gaming experience. And also if you like the fancy lights and stuff like that, then go with the gaming computer, because a lot of business class computers will not have those fancy lights. We actually turn that off anyway, most of the time anyway. So I hope that will answer your question there. It's a bit of a long answer there, but hopefully that will give you an idea on the situation. Now back to Dave. Wouldn't wait about 2 months for Elder Lake. Yeah, Elder Lake's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna see how it comes out. I have to talk to Intel about looking into it as well too. I haven't been reading much about it. I've been doing a lot of other stuff as well too. So I haven't really been catching up with the news on Elder Lake. I know I've been coming up with my stream there anyway, just to let you know. All right, will you unbox some? G'day. I can't read the Chinese unfortunately, but I know it's Chinese there, those characters, but unfortunately I can't say hi to you anyway. Will you unbox some HP business laptops? I would like to. I would love to actually. I need to talk to my HP contact a little bit more. I have a HP contact in New Zealand, but he can't send stuff to me here in Australia. But I've got to just go back to my HP contact. Also, I'm going to go back to, how do I pronounce his name? Anaraga, I'm not very sure, but about that question about business computers and versus gaming computers. One of the biggest things also with the, sorry, I shouldn't be pointing that, sorry, I don't want to be lecturing. One of the biggest things about business computers versus gaming computers is security. Security is a major thing for a lot of the business computers. So when we're talking about security, there's will be a lot of stuff directly built into the computer that may be not in a gaming computer. So one of the things, like for example, TPM chip. Now that's been a business computer for a long time now, for a fairly number of years. Probably in gaming computers that started probably coming in. Now I know with Windows 11, that is actually a requirement to have a TPM chip. Now, like I said, that's a security chip built on it. There will be fingerprint readers. That's part of those smart card readers options as well too. There are also WAN options as well too. But also sometimes you'll see BIOS update have a dual BIOS, and also self-recovery. There's also self-protections in BIOS as well too, as well as software. Has a few, some of the manufacturers like HP, especially HP actually, have very good applications on security. And because business values security a lot, that is something that you get a little bit way more in the business class computers versus gaming computers. So that's one of the big things. I nearly forgot about that, sorry, but hopefully I can come back to that anyway. So yeah, but yeah, so security. Anyway, I'll go back to the page. G'day Peter, how's it going? Love your work, mate. Thanks. Getting any Dell XPS 9510 or 9710, tossing between the two, and I'm waiting for the MacBook Pro's thoughts. Okay, so standard use of the side of video editing. I'll continue the next part. Standard use with the side of video editing, have to move away from Adobe. Yeah, I've been trying to move away from Adobe to get to DaVinci, but I have not, because I've invested so much time and also so much money in the plugins for Adobe that I don't want to move over to DaVinci anyway. Just for you guys know that DaVinci is actually free, whereas Adobe you got to pay for. But anyway, so I have as you probably noticed from my unboxing, I have the Precision series for the 5760 and the 5560, which are practically the same as the XPS 9510 and the 9710. The only difference is of course color, and also the graphics is a Quadro rather than GeForce in a way. Now, I am going to tell you one of the funny things that I've seen. Because I've had these specially configured in a special way that so I can actually give better advice on this. So between the 15-inch versus the 17-inch, not too much difference. Although you think physically the 17-inch will have better cooling, it doesn't. It doesn't have any better cooling. I don't think it has any better cooling. I ran it through the thermals and I ran it pretty hard. But I don't think it's got any better cooling than the 15-inch. So go with whichever display you prefer. If you prefer the 15-inch versus the 17, there is, I think I did show the, I'm streaming on the 17 at the moment, so I can't even show it to you. But I've got the 15 running on the back of there. But it really depends on if you want a 15-inch or 17-inch display. It's quite simple as that. Both are gorgeous. Personally, I will go with the 15 because the 17-inch is a bit, I think it needs a little bit more power, and Dell hasn't given you enough power. I don't know if I put that in the unboxing video or not, but I was meant to, if I haven't, I was meant to, but I decided to actually probably pull it back because they gave us, or the one I've got here is the A3000, sorry, the Quadro A3000 chip in there with the i9, and the 130 watt power adapter they supply with it is not enough to charge it. It actually has a powered, battery drain as you're using the computer when you actually load up the graphics card in a way. So they really need to strip that out with 180 watt. Now, and with the 15-inch, you just don't have to worry about the 130 watts, so it's not too bad at all. Now, as for versus which one you would go for, now for video editing wise, go with the XPS, and the only reason why, because you'll probably get it cheaper, and also you get a little bit better stock of the XPS versus the Precisions. And also, I would also say that the GeForce will be quicker for video editing, of course, as always, compared to the Quadro. Now, with the video editing wise, I don't think you kind of need that stability performance compared to the Quadros, where that would be more for CAD work. And that's my thoughts on it. So my thoughts will be go with the 15-inch 9510. And as for versus the MacBook Pro, now I'm still waiting for what MacBook Pro is going to give out for the is it the M1X or whatever they want to call the next one, or the new 16, and also maybe the 14. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. That's going to be interesting. If you are a Mac user, then just stick with the Mac. That's quite simple as that. But if you're not a Mac user, if you're a Windows user, Peter, then I will stick with the XPS. The reason why I'm saying that, battery life on the MacBook is going to be way better. That's what's guaranteed for sure. Now, I like the XPS display. If you do use the display a lot, that 16:10 is nice, and you can get it configured with 4K with a touch. Now, I was not a big touch person in the start when I was a Mac person, because the Mac don't have the touch screen. For that, if they put a touchscreen on it, that would be fantastic. But they would probably more than likely would never do that, because that would start eating into the iPad area. But I like having the touch, because I sometimes do use the touch quite nicely, and it works with a few things as well too. So, and I think that 4K display for the XPS is really nice as well too. I've got it in that one there. That one's I'm streaming at the moment. It's really nice. I do like it there as well too. So it really depends on because Adobe does not like any sort of graphics card, and it's just badly coded. Let's just say that. If you were using DaVinci, then I would probably say go with the MacBook, because I know that's going to work very, very well. But as for if you're Windows and it's Adobe still, it's going to get better support still. I'm still thinking it still has better support with the graphics card compared to just purely running the... I know some of the people who render between the two, and the numbers are very nice for the Mac. I do know the numbers are very nice, but overall, that's just rendering. When you're real-time playback, I think you may find, I personally think it will still be better on the Windows computer anyway, which is where your bulk of the stuff is going to be done anyway. So I'm still thinking we'll go with the XPS 9510. Sorry, big long answer, but that's kind of my thoughts in a way. All right, I think, yeah, okay. Yep, that's cool. We're good for that. Now, I'm just gonna wait. How have I been doing this stream for? I don't know. It's actually gone a lot more technical than what I was going to be at today. But I'll tell you what I've been doing as well too, since I was taking a bit of a break. This Monday, one of my favorite games was released out on mobile phone. Finally, yeah. For those who don't know, I love Veneer stuff. Let me do the quick chat for this. I even built a special emoji with it. Here we go. For those who are members, I think it's on Lawrence's. I don't know if he's in or not, but I do have a special emoji which is A2, and I love the A2 character anyway. So I have got, and I've been doing this around. So sorry, I'm probably trimming people out, but this is just a little fun part of the thing. So they brought out the game which is near, what is it called again? Near Reanimation or somewhere. I can't remember. Reincarnation. That's it. Near Reincarnation. I haven't seen the screen. I've been playing it hardcore for the last 3 days because it's only came out on Monday. Now, please keep doing the questions. I will be watching the stream. I'm gonna share really quickly of my stream here because I did this really quickly to put it on my computer because I haven't worked out how to actually do this on my phone because it's a phone game, but they have it on Android. I don't know if they got it on iOS or not, but I like to introduce it to you guys anyway because I love this. I love this character anyway. So and it's got beautiful play because I played the very first one and second one, and it's got beautiful style of different play because I used to be an old gamer, and it just brings back a lot of different memories. The soundtrack on this game is fantastic. Oh, g'day, Lawrence. It's good to see you. Is absolute fantastic. You know, Lawrence, you've got the access to those special emojis too. You know, it is there. I think it's as a customized in a way, but they have. Anyway, they have fantastic soundtracks. I don't know if it's going to come through or not, but I'm going to quickly switch because I've got it on here. And I've been playing this out, but I'm level 28 already after 3 days. I've been playing this thing hardcore while I'm testing computers. But it is pretty sweet. I'm just going to go for a quick test. Oh, no, I need to go back to this computer here. So, hey, look, I'm a bit of a Twitch streamer at the moment. Is this something different for me? Is this something I'm learning here? I was just playing with some OBS to try and do this stuff anyway. So I managed to put this through an emulator, Android emulator to do this. What am I doing? Okay, I'm just going to do quest anyway. So is this coming through or this has frozen? I think because it was sitting in the background for so long. It killed itself. All right, give me a second. Let me reboot this emulator here. Close, yes, and I'll reboot it and I'll bring it back up again to show you guys anyway. But yeah, I'll keep answering the questions and I'll keep talking about stuff. Wait, give me a second. Let me just sort of close this instance. Yes, please. Start that instance again. Now I'm running this emulator through BlueStacks. I used to do this for one of my other games, which I used to play was King's Raid. Now I only just brought it in. Oh, cool, because I've been running it through my mobile phone and it eats your battery like crazy. I think my battery only lasted for like about 2 hours or so with this game. Well, actually, in most games it will only last for 2 hours. And I've got a S20, Samsung S20 anyway. All right, give me a second. Let me see if I can show this screen to you guys. Whoa, it's coming here. Here we go, BlueStacks animation. So this is it. Don't worry about the kid here. This is actually the main characters in a way. So, so nothing silly about children and stuff like that. It's just that they've sort of made this one back into, I think Near One was a child as well that you're following through. But beautiful story. It's a very, very story-based telling mode. It's just loading up here. Anyway, while this is loading here, I just want to actually talk to you about one of the things that I found out about. So this next week or so, because I've actually unboxed a whole bunch of Lenovo's already, which is the X13 Yoga, the T14 as well too, and I had the X. I think I did the X1 carbon already. So I'll be slowly just doing the unboxing videos. You'll see it just spit them out. And the reason why I'm doing those unboxing videos is because I'm just trying and get the views up so people actually can see what's happening there, and then I'll start doing the reviews videos as well too. And okay, let's have a look. Yeah, I'm actually quite high up because I've kind of gone through the whole story mode already for this. There is ways, I think. Wait, hold on. Whoa. Let me go back. Yeah, so the story modes actually go straight to the middle here, and I've already completed. I've actually finished the thing, so I'm now just doing dailies and stuff and just building up my character at the moment. But it is an interesting sort of time, guys. At the moment, I've got things on auto, but you can. So I'm just gonna grind away my dailies at the moment. So I'm just gonna scroll all the way down. Oh, normal, hard, very hard. As you hear, I'm actually quite advanced now up here. Wait, I want to go back all the way down here. I'll just start this off here. Anyway, while this is grinding, you can actually have a look at the gameplay here. There is ways you can turn this auto off very soon. You'll see this thing's just grinding auto very soon, but I will just sort of bring this thing here while this is loading up itself. There we go. I'll just have just show you very quickly what this is about, and then I'll go back to my usual computer stuff anyway, just so you guys can have something a little bit different and let me have it tried. What does it feel like to be a Twitch gamer, or what you will call it? Oh, I think, can I speed that up? Oh yeah. So you can take the auto off and stuff like that. So at the moment, pretty much you just kill a bunch of stuff, and you can change the whole bunch of, you do a lot of leveling up of the characters, as well as the weapons and all the different companions and items and stuff like that, and then start killing off. Really, I need to target one person in order to do this, but I'm pretty overpowered for this level, but I'm just grinding away for it at the moment. So I'm just going to leave this run so you can have a watch this as it comes through. It's pretty cool. It's nice animations and stuff like that. It's not really showing the really crazy high animation, in the high graphics, because it's running through an emulator there. On the phone, it looks really gorgeous for it. But the soundtrack, if it ever does come, actually, I think I've got turned off the sound, but soundtrack on this is beautiful when you go through the storyline. Really nice for that anyway. So anyway, just to give you a little bit of taste of what that is, just because I love Nier. I love Nier anyway. So it's something different, guys, to just see what I love to do. Anyway, so while we're at it, now, what I was going to talk about was the X13s. Now, one of the things about the X13s, the Lenovo X13s, we had issues was the microphone. At least they've kind of fixed that up now. But I have noticed one of the things that we found with the X series, it's pretty much X series this year, is somehow if you're doing a lot of the imaging and setting up the profile stuff, well, not setting the profile, setting up for business use, the X series, because it happened to all of them, X13 and X1. When they give you a corporate business package to actually inject drivers to your SCCM, you need to manually add in the trackpad. It somehow just, Lenovo must have forgot something of the X series anyway for the trackpad. So just to give you guys a heads up on that one there. But yeah. Anyway, so that's just the other thing. What else is that? Nothing else. And I'll just wait for anyone else got anything to chat about. If not, I might just call it the stream, end that stream, because I'm still I've actually got a film tonight. Actually, I forgot. I've got to film the Asus one, and I've got to do. And I'm just finishing off the testing for this Latitude 5421 as well too, and I'll be able to move on from there. And then, finish the editing, and we can spit out that Precision series out. But yeah, I am also I need to talk to Dell about the Precision 7560 about the i9, and I'm thinking I might even need to talk to Intel about this i9 as well, because it is being pretty. I think my general consensus at the moment is, if you are deciding between the i7 and the i9, go with the i7 all the way. That thermal throttling and there's something wrong with that's going on, not wrong, but something weird's going on with those i9s. It can't maintain a high turbo boost for a very long time. Not only it can't turbo boost, it suffers a lot from thermals and thermal throttling as well too. After a period of time, it just cacks itself. So this has happened, and I'm not sure if it's a Dell thing. So I'm waiting to see if I can get one from another manufacturer, HP or a Lenovo or Asus. Something to do with more with the either thermals of the i9. There's something weird about it. If someone else, I'm waiting for some people to comment on my videos to see what their experience is with the i9s, if they're having the same really funky issues with the Intel i9s, the new i9s. So till then, I'll just keep hacking away with the people of the background people to see what's happening with the i9s. That's about it. So yeah. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Legend. Thank you very much. Also, I just bought a Samsung M7 32-inch. Nice. As a dual use case, productive in TV while working from home. I know everyone working from home. We're getting big monitors. I'm going to tell you something funny. Dell has sent me the new. Well, it's not really new. It's been out since the start of this year because it was announced the start of this year. It was the a Dell U4021WE, I think it is. I can't remember. I'm actually running it off now. I actually unboxed it. I had sitting around about a week or so from Dell. Dell sent it to me, so I'm running a 40-inch monitor at the moment. I'm really liking it, and it also has doubles up as a. It's kind of like it doubles up as a hub, so it has an Ethernet port, and you have USB Type C as well, so it can charge, and also does power delivery to computers, so up to about 90 watts. So I'm testing this out at the moment. I'm running it right now on the stream. I'm loving the size of it, and I'm usually a 34-inch person who has a 34-inch, and I'm enjoying it. It's been a bit of upgrade. I like this thing so much, I might even want one. That's how much I like this monitor as well too. And U series, everything's sharp. I love it. I also like to say that it's also a curved monitor as well too, but it is quite on the expensive side. Here in Australia, it's about 2,800. I think this is the retail price for it, but it's worth its money in gold. Oh, I love the big screens, especially when you don't have that bezel anyway. So 40-inch, yeah, loving it. All right, here we go. Okay, what else? Lawrence, okay, yeah. P14 Gen 4 is out in Australia. Yes, any chance you'll find out if the HDMI is connected only to the DG, or can I will ask. I'll actually ask my Lenovo contact for you, Lawrence. I will ask. Actually, I'll text him. I'll text him in a moment. Right after the stream, I'll text my Lenovo contact to find out. To that, and I'll put it back into your the community tab in the members area, so I'll reply back to you then. How's that? So I'll find out from you for that because that's a good question to find out. Because I think the last one that was connected to the DGPU as well, to the dedicated graphics as well too. I think the last one, so it'd be nice. Yummy. I think I'm sold on the 15-inch. Thanks, no problems at all. That's good to know. But do try and have a look at it. I'm not sure. Have you used a Mac before? It's a big thing. If you're not a Mac user, don't go to there, because once you're stuck in a Mac, you're going to buy every other Apple product with it alone as well. So you'll be spending more money than before. Let's just say that. But if you're already an Apple user, then that's all right, because you're in the ecosystem already. Else, if not, then try and stay outside of it. Because it'll save you a lot more money and heartache and a lot of frustrations in a way. All right, I think I'll call it a night, and I'll let you guys have your night or day back. Thank you very much for you guys for joining me, and I'll catch you guys later. And as always, remember, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.